Hello everyone, welcome back to our playlist of object-oriented programming in C++. In this video, we will be continuing our discussion of inheritance. So, today we will be learning about protected access specifier and upcasting and downcasting. Now we have already learned in our video of member functions and access specifier that there are three specifiers available in C++, and we also saw the use of the public and private access specifiers. So if you haven't yet seen that video, you can first check that out. Now in this video we will have a look at the third specifier, which is the protected specifier. It is similar to private, but it can be accessed in the inherited class. So let's move on to the program right away. So over here I have my basic program wherein I have a base class called employee, which has an attribute called salary, which is an integer. Further, I have a derived class called programmer, which also has an attribute called bonus, which is an integer, and this attribute is public. Now in order to implement protected access specifier, let us make this attribute of our base class as protected. So once this is done, I'll use the getter and setter methods to access my protected attributes like we did in the private access specifier. So I'll initialize my set method and pass a parameter called int s, which will be my salary. And similarly, I'll initialize my get method, which will be int, because it will return me this salary. And then I will create an object for my class programmer, and I will call my set method and set its value to 5000. Similarly, I'll call my bonus attribute and set its value to say 1500. Now I can have a string that says salary and gives me the output of my get method. So for that I'll write my object name dot get salary, and then I can have a similar string which will give me the output of my bonus, that is 1500. So I will say bonus, and instead of get salary it will be bonus. Now let's run this. So it is giving me an error because bonus is an attribute, so you don't need to write the parenthesis. So I'll just remove it and run it again. So in the output you can see that we have accessed our salary, which was protected outside of our class, by using the protected access specifier. Now if suppose I make this private and try to run the same program, it will give me an error because as we know that private attributes cannot be accessed outside the class. So we'll keep it protected. So now let's move on to upcasting and downcasting. So upcasting and downcasting are an important part of C++, and they enable us or give us a possibility to build complicated programs with a simple syntax. Now in upcasting, we can treat an object of a child class type to be an object of its parent class type, whereas in downcasting, an object of a parent class type is typecast into a child class type. Further, upcasting and downcasting gives us advantages like polymorphism or grouping of different objects, about which we'll learn in the later videos. Now, these were the definitions of upcasting and downcasting. So you might be wondering, why exactly are they called upcasting and downcasting? So to answer this, it is simply because of the way that inheritance diagrams are normally drawn. So we have the parent classes at the top and the child classes are down below the parent class. Now if we consider our example from the previous video of the parent class animal and child class dog. So from dog, we are moving up the object hierarchy to the type animal. So we are casting our object upwards to its parent type, and hence it is called upcasting. and downcasting is the reverse of it. Now, we can upcast whenever there is an is-a relationship between two classes. What I mean by this is that in our case, a cast from dog to an animal is a upcast because a dog is an animal. Further, upcasting is implicit and is safe, meaning that we can easily cast child to parent and expect all the properties and methods of parent to be available. So now let us try to write a simple program for upcasting. So over here I have a basic program in which I have my parent class animal, which has a method called walk and another method called eats. Then I have a child class dog which is inheriting from my parent class animal, and this has a method called bark, and further I have created the object for both my parent and child classes. Now let us try to implement upcasting in this. So in order to upcast, I want my parent pointer to refer to my child object. So for that I will initialize my pointer and refer it to my child class object, that is dog. And once this is done, I will use this parent pointer to call my method, that is walk, and eat. So now when I run this, I can see that both the methods are successfully called. Now if I try to call the method of my child class dog using my parent pointer, that is barks, and then when I run this, it shows an error because the method dog is the property of the child class and not the parent class. So this will give an error, and this is one of the disadvantages of upcasting. So moving on to downcasting. Downcasting is potentially unsafe because you could attempt to use a method that the child class does not actually implement, and hence downcasting is always explicit. That is, we are always specifying the type we are downcasting to, and not doing so would result in a compile time error. So again we will understand this with the help of a program. So as mentioned earlier, we are always specifying the type that we are downcasting to, and not doing so would result in a compile time error. So if I just try to refer my child pointer to my parent object without specifying the type, so I'll just write animal, and then if I call my methods, which are bark, walk, and eat, so this is downcasting. And now running this would result in an error because we have not specified the type that we are converting to, and this conversion is not valid. So in order to avoid this error, I will specify the type that I am downcasting to, and then if I run this again, we can see that the methods are successfully called. Now to avoid confusion, we can have different strings that indicate where we are in. So for upcasting, I can have a string that says upcasting, and similarly for downcasting, I'll have a string that says downcasting, so that when we run the program, we can see the different methods that were called due to the different castings. So upcasting and downcasting. Now one thing that must be understood is that by casting we are not actually changing the object itself, but we are just labeling it differently. For example, if we create a dog and upcast it to animal, then the object does not stop from being a dog. It is still a dog, but it's just treated as any other animal, and its dog properties are hidden until it's downcasted to a dog again. So that was about it for today's video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for our next videos.